On November 11, 2025, Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, showed up at a land site guarded by armed soldiers. He demanded to see the documents, but what happened next shook the nation. A young naval officer, Lieutenant A.M. Yarima, refused to back down, standing his ground against the minister. This is the untold story of the standoff, the confrontation, and the clash of authority. Welcome to Blackish Gold Originals. Here's the full story.
I'm sorry.
Show me the document. You have no document. Bring the document.
On Tuesday, 11th November 2025, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, reportedly visited Gaduwa District in Abuja following reports about a disputed land. The land, identified as Plot 1946, is said to belong to the retired Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Gambo. According to sources from the FCT administration, construction work was ongoing on the land, even though the site did not have valid title documents or official building approval. This raised concerns that the development was happening illegally and outside the rules set by the FCT administration. Wike's visit came as part of the government's broader effort to enforce land laws and ensure that all development in the capital city comply with the approved master plan. The FCT authorities have repeatedly emphasized that plots without proper documentation cannot be developed, and owners who proceed without approvals risk demolition or other enforcement action. When Wike arrived at the site, he found the property guarded by armed soldiers, which added tension to the situation. Wike reportedly demanded to see the official document authorizing the construction, questioning the legality of the ongoing work. However, the military personnel on site insisted that their presence was lawful and that the development had been properly authorized. This led to a standoff between the minister, his team of FCT officials, police and DSS agents, and the retired officer's security detail. The incident quickly drew attention across Abuja and the nation, highlighting a clash between political authority, military involvement, and the enforcement of land use regulations in Nigeria.
This was far from a normal land dispute. On one side stood Nyesom Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister representing political and administrative authority. He arrived on the site with a team of enforcement officers backed by police and DSS agents determined to ensure that the law was followed. Wike was there to enforce land use rules, insisting that any construction without valid documentation or approval was illegal. His presence symbolized the power of the government to regulate and protect land according to the approved master plan of Abuja. On the other side were uniformed officers, including a young naval officer who claimed they were acting under the authority of their superiors and that the land had been properly acquired. They insisted that their presence was lawful and that the ongoing construction was authorized. This set the stage for a tense confrontation between two kinds of authority: civilian political power and military discipline. The key question emerged: who has the final say in land use enforcement when military personnel intervene? The clash highlighted the delicate balance between enforcing the law and respecting military hierarchy. In the video of the incident, Wike can be seen demanding, "Show me the documents. You have no documents." He challenged the legality of the development, pressing for compliance with official processes. Yet, the young officer stood his ground calmly, asserting that he was acting under the authority of his superior. Neither side was willing to back down immediately, creating a dramatic standoff that quickly drew national attention. This confrontation illustrated the complex interaction of law, power, and accountability in Nigeria's capital city. As the standoff at plot 1946 continued, Nyesom Wike's frustration became clear. He raised his voice, demanding answers from the young naval officer. "Show me the documents. You have no documents," Wike shouted, insisting that any development on the land must follow the law. He accused the soldiers of intimidation, saying, "You cannot carry guns to scare people who are just doing their jobs. This country cannot continue this way." The young officer remained calm, refusing to back down. "I am acting under the authority of my superior," he said firmly. "This construction is legal. We are not intimidating anyone. We are simply following orders." Even as Wike tried to assert his power by escalating his dialogue, as he asked the officer, "Will you keep quiet? Are you a big fool?" The officer held his ground, showing that hierarchy and discipline mattered to him, while replying Wike that, "I am not a fool, sir. I'm acting on orders." His composure contrasted with the minister's anger, creating a tense atmosphere that drew the attention of onlookers and the media. The confrontation did not end with violence. Both sides eventually stepped back, but the incident became a public spectacle, raising questions about authority, legality, and the role of military personnel in civilian matters. Wike's insistence highlighted the importance of following due process, while the officer's defiance symbolized commitment to orders and chain of command. In the end, the standoff sent a clear message. Enforcing the law in Nigeria's capital is complex, especially when political authority and military power collide. The incident left citizens and officials debating who holds ultimate power, how the law should be applied, and what accountability looks like in situations where authority clashes with procedure.
Okay. You can never develop this property. I will not allow it.
No problem, sir.
I'm
only acting on my
orders.
orders.
If you want to kill everybody, kill everybody.
We will not kill
You cannot.
Sir. We will not. We will not kill anybody, sir.
You put yourself in trouble.
We will not.
My friend.
And that was the full story of the dramatic standoff between Nyesom Wike and Lieutenant A.M. Yarima, a clash of power, law, and authority that left the nation talking. Neither side backed down easily, and the tension at plot 1946 showed just how complicated enforcing land laws can be when political authority meets military discipline. But the story didn't end there. The fallout from this confrontation sparked public outcry, debates on social media, and questions about accountability in Nigeria. Citizens and experts alike began asking, who really holds the power, and what should happen next? In our next episode, we dive into the public reaction and the consequences of this clash, exploring how Wike and Yarima's standoff shaped opinions, influenced policies, and left the nation divided. Don't miss the next part of this story. Subscribe to Blackish Gold Originals and join us as we uncover the full fallout of this historic showdown.